Hello, beautiful Lyran Starseeds. This is Lyran Star Goddess Oracle and Tarot, and we are connecting with the energies of light from the Lyran Light Field and the Lion Light Council. And we're receiving messages and information about what kinds of soul lessons and energies we're moving through at this time. I wanted to pull a couple more Oracle, Microcosmic Orbit, and Sacrum Light Priestess. Okay, there's some intense energy going on today. So let's go ahead and connect in with me, connect in with the Lyran light field. I'm in agreement with source and only source. I am in alignment with light and only light. So we've got the Phoenix, Child, Expectation, Valley of Annihilation, Kairos. We've got some cutting off cards. We've got laying down these burdens that are we no longer consider them ours, or they never were perhaps, but we're laying them down. Burdens, responsibilities, things that we took on as our own. We are getting up from a long nap, a mean sleep. We're coming out of incubation. And even in the outcome, there's talk of moving on. I'm even hearing in a brisk way. So there's some letting go, there's some cutting off, there's some moving on in the name of absolute personal truth. So let's look at some details here. Let's see what's going on. We're starting from a place of flow. So we've got the Five of Wands reversed. This is about no longer or not being in competition with others, with self, with the universe, trying to control things. We are in flow. And then we move forward into the Wheel of Fortune and Three of Wands. That is amazing. The Wheel of Fortune is also timeline. This is interesting to me because Kairos is all about divine timing. So we're talking about timeline energy, timelining, switching timelines. We're also talking about the Wheel of Fate going in our favor. The Three of Wands is about manifesting, looking forward to what we have drawn to us, what we have magnetized, what we have manifested. And this is really getting what you want, getting what you need, getting what you want. And all of that to say what's on the top of mind or what the higher self is bringing into focus is the Five of Cups reverse and the Four of Wands. The Five of Cups reverse is about no longer having no regret, not being in grief or a grief process, having to do with some kind of foundation that just was not sturdy. Crack in the foundation, some sort of path that perhaps you were tied to, or you tied yourself to. You wanted it, perhaps. Something is being moved away from. With the Phoenix here really rising from the ashes, what it looks like is there is some grand expectation having to do with some kind of new endeavor, new relationship, new position, new workplace type thing. Could be anything that you're focusing on in this moment. Something wasn't what you expected. Valley of Annihilation. There was a huge dissonance here. There was some kind of cognitive dissonance that is having you rework everything that you've been thinking about. But this is rising from the ashes and going somewhere even, it's moving you into a better spot than you even were before. Happening now and into the near future, here's the Three of Cups. This is joining together with like-minded lions, like-minded beings, like-minded energies. And this is celebrating. This is celebrating a win. In the past, there is love. There is this big fulfillment of a wish, a big fulfillment of your heart. I feel like even this divine timing is saying it might have looked good. It might have looked like it was starting. It doesn't even look like a false start. It just looks like you might have thought it was going to go one way, a certain expectation, and then all of a sudden something better completely crossed your path, or just a better way, a more solid way to move forward came forward. I love this too. We've got two threes next to each other. This is talking about people coming together, lines coming together, paths crossing, everyone recognizing each other's abilities and how they're going to come forward and manifest. Oh, there's another three. Manifest together, or how they can work together to manifest their dreams. Who I'm hearing also in alliances. No pun. I feel like I keep saying lion. Alliances. Your advice is talking about living in two worlds at the same time for a time, for some divine time. It's talking about going here, going here, going here, going here. It's like going back and forth, but it's not for nothing. There's purpose to this. It's divine and aligned purpose. It's like going to someone else's foundation and then going to your foundation. Somehow those foundations are going to come together. In order to do that, there's some kind of, what I'm hearing is some kind of loss has to be taken, but it doesn't actually feel like it doesn't feel like a loss, like I've wasted time. There's no time that has been wasted. This 10 of Wands reversed is the soul lesson. And the soul lesson is very specifically talking about having taken on responsibilities previously that you're no longer taking on, and the gamut of this, or even the spectrum of this. What does it look like when I take things on to just get them done? I know I'm going to do them right, so I'm just going to do it the right way. I'll just do it myself. But suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, I'm doing all of this stuff by myself, and I actually need some support. I need a support system. I need some help doing this. I need to find my people who know what I'm talking about, know what I want to do with this, so that we're all on the same page. I feel like there's a possibility of having partnered with someone before, and the expectation was that you were on the same page, but that wasn't the case. This isn't good, this isn't bad. It's just something that occurred. I really feel like it was to align you to even the thought process of what actually it means to be on the same page. We started something, we're shutting something down to start it again. That's what it feels like. It's just like a reset. That is exactly what it feels like, a reset. Microcosmic orbit, connecting with the higher self, connecting with the universe, connecting with the earth, channeling higher self through personality self, flowing universe into the physical, 4D, 5D into 3D. Sacrum Light Priestess, she is blasting stuff out. Talk about Valley of Annihilation. She is blasting stuff out, negativity, any energy that does not gel with the horizon, with the big picture, with the eye on the prize type feeling. It's gone. That energy is leaving. And divine right timing, this is literally about not being in competition with the universe. When you're in competition with the universe, you're trying to control it. You're trying to control outcomes. But in actuality, Wheel of Fortune and Kairos, it's like this is all falling into place. All of these people, all of these patterns are coming together and falling into place. So don't worry about what you had to explode and shatter all the pieces in order for them to all come back and fall right into place. Divine timing. Let's take a look at the Lyran Light Council and Lyran Light Council guides and what they want to say. Higher self is the Six of Pentacles. Again, talking about reciprocity among the like-minded people that are coming together. Angels and guides, Lyran Light Council guide, talking about starting again. Starting again You've been through one cycle. You're going to go through another cycle. You're starting at the trailhead. You're starting again, but this isn't your first rodeo. You have all sorts of bits of information that you are capable of using now. It's going to change the whole wheel. It's going to change the whole trajectory. And angels and guides are talking about that full reversed. Future self, hindsight. Future self is talking about, oh, remember that time when you had to take a mean sleep or you had to stop and take a break to reconstruct everything? Yeah, then you blasted forward when you took action. Super interesting. What to release? We've got Temperance and we've got the Knight of Pentacles reversed. This is, okay, that just is reiterating the mean sleep. Some incubation time had to take place in order to balance everything, but that time is over. Action, the time is now. The things are falling into place now. And that outcome is talking about really no regrets. There's this having to leave some resources or what was created as a resource in order for the truth and the divine truth to come forward. I want to pull one of these too. I want to look at some astro card information. Enterprise. Wow. Yep. This definitely feels work related. Doesn't have to be, but there's a lot of work related energy here. It feels very entrepreneurial, but starting something up, a workshop, a business. I'm even hearing a legacy. This, there's no time that has been wasted. The mean sleep that happened, don't, there's nothing to even think about or worry about. The, it might feel like a lull in time, but in actuality, it was just gathering. It was like the universe was cooking. So now it's time to move forward with your ideas, with your people who are on the same path, the same soul pod, the same truth path. These paths are going to cross. You're going to meet these people. You're going to have the resources that you need. I want to ask about advice a little bit more as well. And I'm going to use one of these. Um, Living in two different worlds. This is juggling resources. It's living in two different places at the same time in order to channel the resources that you need. It's kind of like using all your energy. On one hand, it feels okay. It feels like when I see the Page of Pentacles reversed, and this is advice, this is about burning bridges. It's about not accepting something. There's a cutoff here that is showing up. There is a burning something down in order to come from those ashes to recreate something. But in doing that, there is a release of something else. There's a release of that lull in time or that incubation time. But there's also a release of some kind of resource or some kind of thing that you were building upon in the past. It could be someone that was not exactly on the same page. So it's like, okay, we were going to partner, but now we are no longer going to partner. The Valley of Annihilation. Something had to be blown up in order to be reconstructed. And that was all part of the gaining access and gaining awareness. The advice is talking about juggling a little bit because it's worth doing that rather than doing something that doesn't align with the future self's idea of what that looks like, the horizon, what the actual vision is. I love that. I love that. Irma Soul Pod, thank you for being here with me today, and I will see you next time. I'll see you soon.